Can people even find you on Google? A no-code SEO checkup for your store fan page. A 10-minute audit that shows exactly why Google can or can't see your storefront yet. Search your own name plus templates or course or whatever you sell. If your storefront doesn't show up anywhere on the first 2 pages, you're not alone. And you're not stuck. Most creators assume SEO requires a developer, a keyword tool subscription, and months of patience. For a link in bio storefront, it doesn't. Google mostly needs 3 things. A page it can crawl, words on that page matching what someone would actually type, and a few signals elsewhere on the internet pointing back at it. This is the 10-minute version of that checkup. No code, no jargon, just the handful of levers that actually move the needle. Why can Google find me is really 2 different questions. There's a difference between Google finding your storefront and Google finding your products. Plenty of creators get indexed for their own name. Someone searches Emily Carter and the store. Fan link shows up because there's no competition for that exact phrase. That's the easy win, and it happens mostly on its own. The harder, more valuable win is showing up when a stranger who's never heard of you searches something like Notion Habit Tracker Template or Beginner Ukulele Course. That's buyer intent, and it's where actual sales come from. Traffic that doesn't depend on someone already following you. You don't control Google's algorithm, and you don't need to. You do control your username, headline, product titles and descriptions, cover image, and where you point people from the rest of the internet. That's the entire checklist below. The 10-minute audit. Search site, store, fan your username in Google. If nothing shows up, your page likely hasn't been crawled yet. Read your storefront headline out loud. Does it contain a word a stranger would actually search? Or just a clever tagline? Open each product and check the title. The bundle tells Google nothing. 30-day content calendar template for Instagram tells it everything. Check every product description is at least 2 to 3 real sentences, not a single vague line. Look at your cover photo. Is it a photo or a graphic packed with text Google can't read at all? Count how many places outside store fan actually link to your page. Instagram bio, YouTube description, email signature, TikTok bio. Confirm your page loads fast and looks right on a phone. Since mobile experience quietly affects ranking, check whether you've ever shared your store fan link inside an email, a caption, or a blog post with real sentence context around it, not just a bare URL, the one-line test. If you covered your product title and description with your hand, and only a stranger's brain could see it, would they know what they're about to buy? If you have to think about it, so does Google. Your naming choices are your SEO strategy. There's no hidden SEO settings panel. The words you already type into your store, Fan Store Designer, are exactly what Google indexes. The highest leverage SEO work you'll do is choosing better words in the fields you already fill out. Here's how each piece maps to what actually gets read. None of this requires guessing. Think like the stranger who hasn't found you yet. What would they actually type into Google at 11 p.m. when they have the problem your product solves? Use those words plainly in your titles and descriptions. If you want to see this done well, a live example store shows how specific benefit first product naming reads in practice. Nothing clever, just clear. Backlinks, the unglamorous thing that actually works. Search engines treat links pointing at your page from elsewhere as votes of confidence. The more places that link to your storefront, the more Google trusts it's a real, active destination worth showing people. You almost certainly already have access to several of these link slots and just haven't filled them. Your Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube bio links, obvious, but check they're not stale or pointing to an old link shortener. Every YouTube video description, not just your channel bio. Each one is a separate crawlable link. Your email signature and any newsletter you send. since email footers get crawled when they're archived on the web. Guest appearances, podcasts, collab posts, and other creators' show notes that mention your store, fan link, your own blog or the Ahrefs blog store, fan blogger, and other guides you're mentioned in. If you contribute anywhere, a single link from a real, active page you don't control is worth more to your ranking than a dozen tweaks to your own page nobody else links to. What actually gets indexed and what quietly doesn't? Search engines crawl live, public, text-based pages. Your storefront's product pages, once lived for a bit and linked from somewhere, are genuinely crawlable and indexable. This isn't a workaround, it's how the page is meant to work. What doesn't get indexed? Content locked behind a login wall. Anything that only exists as an image with no surrounding text, and pages nobody ever linked to. If you launched a product and immediately stopped promoting it, don't be surprised if it's invisible months later. Crawlers revisit active, linked pages far more often than orphaned and orphaned ones. This is also where patience matters more than tricks. A brand new storefront can take anywhere from a few days to several weeks to get its first crawl, and rankings for competitive buyer intent phrases build up over months, not hours. If you're checking daily and seeing nothing, that's normal at first. It's the trend over 8 to 12 weeks that tells you something's working, not any single day's result. Measuring whether any of this is working. 2 free tools do almost all the measuring you need. Google Search Console, free from Google, separate from store.fan, shows exactly which searches are already surfacing your page, even at low positions. The earliest, most honest signal you'll get. Pair that with the Pro Plan's built-in Google Analytics, which shows how much traffic is arriving from organic search versus social versus direct link taps. Watching that split shift over a few months is proof the audit is paying off, not just a task you did once and forgot. Don't skip the obvious step. None of this matters if there's no storefront to find yet. If you haven't opened one, that's the real first fix. Start free and put a real product on it before you optimize a single word. Frequently asked questions. SEO for a storefront like this was never meant to be a technical discipline you outsource. It's mostly describing what you sell clearly, in the words a real buyer would use, and making sure a few other corners of the internet point back at you. Run the checklist above, fix the 2 or 3 things that are obviously vague, and check back in with Search Console in a month. Small, specific words do more here than any hack ever will. If you still have questions, the FAQ covers common questions, and you can always contact support directly. Key takeaways. Google can only rank what it can read. Vague product names and image-only text are invisible to search. Your username, headline, and product titles are your highest leverage SEO real estate backlinks from your own social bios, YouTube descriptions, and emails do more than any SEO hack. A live product page, not just your homepage, is what actually shows up for buyer intent searches, Search Console, plus your storefront's Google Analytics on the Ahrefs pricing. Pro Planner tells you if any of this is working. Start your creator store free at store.fan.